Welcome back to the Real Estate Expert Panel. My name is Robert Goodspeed with Goodspeed Inspection Services.
I'm Aura with Keller Williams Southwest.
And I'm Brad Fleming with Gary Green Realtors, Better Homes and Gardens.
Well, it's great to see you guys again. So I thought maybe we'd discuss how to get your home ready for sale. Right?
Good topic.
Yeah.
Good topic, yeah. Sure.
Brad?
I'll let you guys start because I have no idea.
Man, well, it's a lot of things to do. A lot of things to do in getting your home ready for sale. I think that first, man, I don't even know where to start with this.
It is because it's a lot of things to do.
lot to
you
it.
said to cut
And
or
some
what have you.
people,
I mean,
no, I think that was great. I don't think it needs to be
No,
cut.
I don't think
so
no.
where do you start? I mean, I swear, I came
Well,
to
you guys
Okay,
both list
hold on.
homes. You guys both list homes.
Why don't you start? Why don't you
All
start
right,
it and
but
I'll chime in?
I think that was fine in the beginning. A lot of people don't balk at the make ready part of listing a house because it's so much work, and they may already have started to divorce themselves from the home, so they don't want to put any more energy into the home. This is what
I
I've
do
done.
get that.
It doesn't happen often, Some people
I'm outta there.
stay really entrenched with their home, and then they, for the same reason, they don't want to make any changes because this is great. Why would I change this? It's perfect like this.
Well, if I make it better, I don't want to leave.
So, but
Yeah.
it is one of the most important parts of putting your house on the market because
Is what?
making your house
Making
show ready.
Okay.
Well, and I think too, though, is what are you selling? Are you selling a home that's in as is condition, and are you pricing it that way? Or are you selling a home that's ready to go? Because
Right,
two
but
different,
okay,
right?
but obviously if it's as is, then we don't need
Right.
to discuss it here. But for a home, somebody's
Well,
trying to get
as
the
is,
most.
though, you're still going to do things. You would still do things inside the home
I
to
think
make
you
it
should.
look better.
I think even if
it's
as is, you want to get your house so that it appeals to the most number of people
Yep.
possible.
Sure,
You want to
that's right.
cast a wide net. That's what I tell my
And
clients.
first impression is everything.
Everything.
That's the biggest thing I tell.
So
my
curb
clients.
appeal.
That's why
curb
I'm
appeal's
super big on curb
first,
appeal. Especially as you've got your realtor fumbling with the box, and people are just kind of standing around. So get that driveway
Well, they
power
pull up,
washed.
when you drive up, I mean, it's literally there it is, right?
It's
and
right
they're like,
there.
ooh, right
But
off the bat,
even
they're
while
thinking, I
standing
hate
at the
this
door,
or I don't
we
like
want to
that.
make sure we don't have cobwebs.
Yeah,
We want to make sure that it's clean.
Yeah, and it costs money. It does. I've had a client yesterday I was talking to, and we're getting ready to put his house on the market. And this is actually a Galveston property. It's a Bay House property, and it's a high-end property, right? So he referred him to a landscape company who goes out there and evaluates it and comes back and he says, "Man, it's going to cost me $5,500 to get it on the market to get the what you call it, the
Landscaping.
curb appeal,
But it could
all the
increase,
landscaping."
But
I
it
said,
increases his sales price by
That-
10,000.
That's exactly
easily.
right. That's exactly right. So it's almost like you're going to put the money into it, but you're going to get it out of it. And even if it's a break even from a markability standpoint, you're good.
We don't lose them when they pull up to the curb.
That's
So
right.
At least you get them inside the door without them saying no.
That's right.
It'll increase saleability.
That's right.
Otherwise, you're sitting on the market for months, and
So
every
we're
month
talk-
you're sitting on the market, you're losing money.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're talking about landscaping and mulch and bushes and flowers and paint.
Yes.
Sure.
Paint around the doors, like you said,
Power wash,
cobwebs,
clean
cleaning the
up.
windows,
Yes.
Power washing, I mean, in some
power washing the
cases, yeah,
sidewalk or the
depending.
driveway, all
Yep.
those things. Okay.
Right.
All right. So once you get them inside the door, and then so now what are we trying to clean up or make ready? I mean,
Neutralize.
neutralize.
That's it.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm dealing with another home right now that I'd gone in and checked it out, evaluated the home, and they had a lot of stuff and nice furniture, nice.
A lot of stuff as in
decorations.
crowded, or
Well, a lot of furniture and what have you, a lot of artwork on the walls, which is fine, and it looked great. And the pictures we took with everything as it was, and then they vacated the home. Well, when they vacated the home, there were holes in the walls. The paint wasn't as it appeared, and because your attention.
Can you see shadows of painting?
Yeah,
on the
well,
wall
your
or something, right?
your attention's not on all the details. It's on the furnishings and what do they have here and there, and
Which is
so
what you're not selling, right?
yeah,
You're selling the house, not the content.
that's exactly right. So I had a contractor go in who's in there right now, and they're quote neutralizing it. They're doing a agreeable gray paint, which is pretty common right now, as you know.
the trend.
Yeah, with a white trim, And so
Worldly
neutralizing,
gray. Worldly gray.
it's very similar to this color actually.
Right.
And I think that's what a lot what they're doing in a lot of the new construction right now. So, but anyway, that's what I mean by neutralizing, getting it clean, making it, the appearance look right and new.
So that's a vacant house.
Yes.
So
now
occupied. So an occupied house.
it's vacant now.
No, it's vacant now.
Yeah.
Right. So you had the pictures when it was occupied. Selling now when it's vacant.
Yep.
But let's say the house is still going to be occupied when it's time, when we're having buyers come through. At that point, what are we trying to do?
I always have people remove as many family pictures as possible.
I've heard that.
And the reason I do that is I have a little bit of it is unconventional. I don't think that you want people troping through your house, seeing your children and seeing what schools they go to and these kinds of things. So I always say remove photos and remove all of the things on your fridge that reflect what school your kids go to, what grade they're in, what teacher they have. It's just a precaution, right? I'm a mom.
No, that's it.
So for security reasons or for privacy reasons. But
and
does
also,
it affect how somebody looks at the house?
Well, yes, it does.
I mean, I've heard that it does. You want to take down
It does
family
in several
photos.
different ways. Number one,
Takes your
you
attention.
you run the risk of them coming through your house and then just staring at photos, and then they don't remember anything about the house. They just remember the photos,
That's right.
and you've lost a potential
I can't show them my
buyer.
vacation video from
No.
The only thing I let them keep is my calendar, which is on their refrigerator. But other than that, everything's
Everything's got to go.
Yeah.
And so that becomes distracting, and it becomes difficult for them to imagine themselves in the home, and that's
Yeah.
what we want.
Oh, okay.
Too much clutter is it takes. I totally agree. It takes their attention away from what they're supposed to be looking at. I went into a house yesterday, and literally you couldn't see the wall. There was so much art. It was an art collector, and on every wall it was And when we left,
It makes it feel small too, doesn't it?
it does. It confined. But I mean, that's all we did. Is we were looking at everything, and the second we walked out of that home, I said, okay, well, what do you think's going to happen when this guy moves out? That whole house has got to be painted.
Sure.
Think about when all those pictures come, all the holes and everything else. So there's a lot that goes behind it. So I think that, like you said, removing a lot of that and patching and painting and doing the initial things.
I don't think you need to have completely bare walls.
Yeah.
But you want to minimize what's out there, and you want to depersonalize it a little bit.
Okay.
Think
All
about
right.
when you go to model homes. They do have things on the walls, but they don't have a whole lot of family pictures and stuff like. You want to bring that down a little bit.
Extra pieces of furniture.
Extra pieces of
You won't be
furniture,
able to walk
remove
through the house
them.
and not bump it into everything.
That's
'cause
right.
They've got grandma's this, and that was this piece of furniture and that piece. So remove some of that stuff. Helps it make it look larger.
Bigger,
Yes,
yeah. Makes it look
larger.
bigger too,
Larger.
yeah.
Right, and gives them
Yes.
some idea, I guess, how they can, where they can put their own stuff.
Yeah.
Is there room for my
If
bed?
you have
Is there room for my
furniture, like
dresser?
let's take it room by room, right? Let's say you come in, you want to make sure that that first impression is fantastic. That when you walk in, that your entryway is clean, that it smells clean. I cannot stand plugins.
Oh, they're terrible.
Oh, they're terrible. They're not
won't
working.
allow- I won't
They're
allow-
not
allow them
working
in
like
the
you
house.
think they are.
Chemicals.
Just get rid of them. Just keep your house clean. That'll be just fine.
Just make sure it smells good.
Just-
If it's
yeah.
clean,
If it's
it's
clean,
going to
it's
smell
gonna
good.
Light a candle. Huh?
Right.
I don't know.
Oh,
It
yeah.
doesn't have to smell perfumey. It just needs to be clean.
Yeah.
Right? And
No,
the
I
perfumey
agree.
can be off-putting because people have their own taste.
So you're
about-
speaking to that. So I think of pets right off the bat, right? I mean,
Yes.
smells, pets.
Yeah.
So what do you? Obviously, people aren't going to get rid of their pets, but
No.
so what do you do? I mean, obviously, you need to clean
Well,
the house
first
and
of
make
all,
sure it doesn't
you need to
smell
make
like
sure your
an
pets
animal.
aren't there while showing, but that's a whole other segment.
Not there or kennelled or not
Kennelled.
there.
Kenneled
I
or
would-
in the backyard
I
or
would kennel
dog run
them.
or something like it.
People want to go in the backyard.
I would kennel
Yeah.
them not in the house.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
it's just a short while, if you can put that kennel in the garage, make sure that it's not too hot, not too cold. But the thing with dogs being kenneled in the house is and
Right.
they bounce around in
Right.
there,
You
and
can't,
That's
that
right.
is
You can't even
distracting.
hear yourself
Yeah.
think, right?
Yeah, and then you always have kids that no matter how many times you tell them, don't put your finger in there.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
put their finger in it.
Yeah.
And
Right.
so, okay, but back to, so we walked in through the entryway. To get rid of dog smells, I recommend they should sell these bags of charcoal, activated charcoal.
Okay.
And you can put those around, make sure that you vacuum. You're going to have to, listen, the minute you put your house on the market,
Changes
it's
the
no
way you
longer
live.
your home. You're living in a product. And you've got
that's right.
to keep it as such.
Yeah.
Period. It's uncomfortable, but it's you're part of the bargain, in order to net the most for your property.
Clean kitchen sink. I mean,
Clean
right? So you
kitchen
gotta,
sink.
you gotta be ready to go out
So-
in moment's notice, right? Or an
Yes,
hour's notice.
yes.
Or,
So
I mean,
you know you've got the dog odor or cat odor under control. I always tell people if they have cats, I'm going to give you a 2-hour notice. Take the litter box with you.
Yeah.
I tell
Yeah,
them
no, that's
take
huge.
the
That's-
box
Right.
with you because I have a cat. I have dogs. But as soon as I walk into a house, I can tell
Yeah,
that they
you
have
can-
a cat,
I'm
no
telling
matter
you.
how clean that
Well,
box
you
is.
get no-
You don't like the plugins, and I get that. I'm not a big fan either. But those candles can go a long way.
okay.
Seriously, I mean, and not to do
Well, there's
you
a
still
spray
want to
called
do the,
ozone that
Yeah.
neutralizes odors.
True.
in
That's
the
another-
air.
People
yeah.
don't understand. You get nose blind to your own
To
house.
your
Yeah.
own house and
Right?
your own
Yes,
pets.
of course.
My
You don't
house
know.
doesn't stink. My house doesn't.
Right.
Well, you don't smell it
And
because
a
you
lot
live
of
in it every
times-
day.
Yeah.
Go on vacation for a week and come back.
clean the carpets.
And then
I mean,
you'll say,
that's
"Oh, I
you know.
If a house has really bad
Shampoo the
smells,
carpets, yeah.
I would say shampoo the carpets or baking soda the carpets, and you'd be surprised. Paint takes care of
Yeah.
a lot of stinks.
Sure.
It does.
Have the place repainted,
Yeah.
and that just
Fortunately,
neutralizes.
people don't smoke like they used to in their homes.
Oh my gosh.
Or do they still? Or do?
I
Not,
don't.
not much.
Yeah. So that's good because remember how bad it used to be. I mean,
Yeah.
it used to be really bad.
So if you've moved past that interest and you're into the living room at this point, I would say make sure that your furniture is not in dire need of repair. And if it is, get rid of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, or get a cover for it or something like this. Because people will look at this and see this lazy boy with a big tear in it and they'll think, maybe they were just as careless with the house.
Sure.
And, you know, we all have things that need to be taken care of. But again, at this point, you're not living in your home. You're living in a product. You've got a product and you've got to
Trying to
keep
make it
as
show,
such.
just like
Yeah,
selling your
she's
car.
got to be show ready. I mean, and at a moment's notice, and you're going to get some notice, right? For appointments,
You can
set it up,
You can
that
set up.
way.
So, if I have a family with kids, I always try to give them 2 to 3 hours notice so that they
Yeah,
have time
I mean,
to throw everything in a bin. And sometimes I provide bins. I'm like, okay, here's a bin for your living room, and here's a bin for the
Yeah.
bedroom. And when you get your call that you've got a showing coming up, just take all these things and toss them in here so that
Okay.
they're not
Make the
strewn
beds,
about.
make the beds
the
up.
beds
Like
up.
you said, clean the
Yeah.
kitchen's got to be ready to go. The sinks
Right.
have got to be clear.
So-
The lights have got to be on. I mean, it's blinds open. You want it to
Light.
show a lot of
Yeah, a lot of
natural
light
light's good.
is
Yeah.
possible.
So when you go from the living room, and then let's take the kitchen. I think we should take it room by room. In the
Sure.
kitchen, you want to make sure that you have as little on the counters as possible,
Yeah.
because you want the buyer to see
How much counter space
how
there
much
is.
That's
counter
right.
space
Right?
there is. So take all that stuff and
You gonna bake cookies too while you?
Good,
No, I mean.
Hey,
Yeah,
seriously,
some people do that.
if that's what you want to do.
But you want to clear your counters as much as possible, and remove anything. I mean, put the toaster, put it all away. Anything that doesn't absolutely need to be out for that particular showing should go away. Wipe the insides of your sink
Yeah.
down.
It's a lot of work. It sounds like a lot of work.
It is a lot
It
of work.
is.
It is a lot of work.
Because you don't keep, I don't keep my house messy, but
Dust your
but it's
light
never
fixtures. Make
is
sure you have
immaculate.
matching light bulbs
Yeah.
throughout your house.
matching light and
Well,
all the light bulbs turned on.
here's the deal. Again, it's first impression, right? So there's in some cases you can't do everything, right? So in those cases, I'm like, all right, well, look, I'm not as worried about a garage as I am.
At least one
What's
you
in
can
the
walk
living
in.
room?
At least one you can get in.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is,
Right.
I mean, I'd rather, some people don't have the means to go and put stuff in storage or take it to a different location or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And in
You can
those,
put it in your garage.
yeah, what's that?
You can put it in
Yeah,
your
that's
garage.
exactly.
I've
Yeah,
seen
that's what I'm
garages that are so full you can't even get, park.
But
walk in.
again,
Most people have garages.
as a second option, I'd rather it be in there than in your living room,
Sure.
right?
Okay.
So because people know
Absolutely.
you
Makes
walk
sense.
into a garage, okay, yeah, it's full with everything, but
that's
you can clearly tell it's a 2-car garage, and
Yes,
so
okay.
yeah. So on the
I agree. So once you've got the living room, you make sure you've got all your light bulbs in. You're not missing light bulbs. Make sure that you either have yellow bulbs or white or blue bulbs, not mix matchy, because they cast weird shadows.
They do.
Oh, okay.
And it does.
I would never think of that. It's
I-
like I got a bulb in there.
I'm
Give
a
me a
woman.
break.
Yeah.
I think of these things. Isn't that just
Men
tell
don't
you?
mention it.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I go into a house and I'm like, okay, you've got 3-to-1 ratio with your white bulbs versus yellow bulbs. We need to decide which ones we're going with, and we'll change
Okay,
out all
all
the
right.
bulbs.
That wasn't the case back in the day. There was one bulb
Right.
and one color, And now you've got, like you said, soft white.
It's an entire
daylight
aisle.
white.
It's an entire aisle. At the
Yellow.
big
Yeah,
box
it's
store.
crazy.
And sometimes I'll go into a house and recommend a particular color bulb depending on the layout and the color of
But it does make a difference. I mean,
It does
just
make a
making
huge
these
difference.
videos,
That's why
I
it
noticed
really
the
yeah,
difference.
this
matters.
daylight that you've
Yes.
got. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so we worked our way from outside through the foyer into the family room, through the kitchen. We've talked about the garage,
the bedrooms.
bedrooms.
If you've got boys, wash those sheets frequently. I have a son. Okay?
Something I wouldn't have thought about.
They have an odor. Boys have an odor.
Yeah, boys
And
think.
I
That's
can,
true.
I can walk into a house and be like, "Yep, teenage boys," and then you can just smell it. And bless their hearts, they can't help it.
Oh, sure.
But they need those sheets washed more than once a week.
Right. So beds made, toys picked up.
Yeah, it's very true.
Well,
I have a son. I know.
all my sons are old, but they still stink. I mean, right?
Oh my
It
gosh.
is what it is.
That's
It
funny.
is what it is.
Yeah, I hear you.
So, all right. So beds made,
Beds
floors
made,
picked up,
floors
toys,
picked up.
toys picked up,
Toys picked up,
Things
clothes
picked
in the
up.
hamper. I mean,
closets cleaned out a little bit,
Yes.
best you can.
Yes. I always tell people count 1, 2, 3 out. 1, 2, 3 out. You're packing anyways.
Right.
So
They'd rather see boxes
Start
in the garage,
Yeah.
and
or
boxes,
boxes in a
exactly.
cardboard box
You're
in a bedroom.
planning on
and then,
moving anyways. Just pack
that's a
the
good
stuff
sign
up.
too to a buyer. It's like, well, they're actually moving.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
see boxes, right?
They're
I was
going,
like,
they're
that's a
leaving.
good sign.
Nobody wants to come in and see your. I mean, I'm guilty of this too. Your jam-packed sandwich
Well, yeah.
closet.
Yeah.
Because they want to go in there and think, oh,
I can't get my stuff in here.
in here.
Well, so to some people, kitchens, closets, those are like big,
Those are
big master
big.
closet
Yes.
are big to some buyers. They're like, I mean, many times I've had buyers come and say, hey, if we don't have a big master closet, we don't even want to look at it. And if it's piled, if it's with clothes and shoes and everything else, and it could count them out of the deal. So
Okay.
you definitely
All
want
right.
to clear those out.
You
for
want to
sure.
clear those out. You definitely want to clear those out. Put away the shoes you're not using. Put away whatever's not seasonal. Just put it away. Box it up. wrap it
Bathroom.
up,
Attic.
put it away.
Attic's
Bathrooms
also
clean.
another
Oh,
good
attics,
spot.
okay.
Throw it up there.
Throw it up there.
Yeah.
Do people
I mean,
look up in attics?
You know me. I always.
Well, I know Laura does.
I
mean,
don't
when you're doing a
find.
show-
I
when you're
mean,
doing a showing, do
I
they
do.
look in an
not
attic?
as much. I don't find with my clients. Everybody's
Yeah.
different, of course, but not as much. So that, again, kind of like the garage deal. If you gotta put it in a place, put it somewhere.
It somewhere where it's not readily.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, now during inspections, of course,
Sure.
everybody's.
Yeah, that's a different story.
Yeah, that's
So bathrooms are clean.
Clean.
backyard.
neat.
We got to talk about the
Clean,
backyard.
clean,
Clean,
clean.
Declutter,
Always sells the
declutter,
most.
clean.
If you would ever be willing to pay a cleaning person or cleaning company, this is the time to do it.
Okay. All right. You
Clean,
hear these
clean,
things,
clean.
but from the horse's mouth,
Thanks.
is that it? Sorry.
Yeah.
So backyard.
Backyard, pools, clean,
Mowed.
not green, mowed. Blue. Seriously, that's sometimes an issue.
Pool.
I mean,
Pool not green.
pool. Yeah, if you've got a pool, keep it.
clean.
It's on literally, it's going to cost you money, and probably more than you're used to paying because you might have a service X amount of weeks. But when you're showing a home, that's a big deal. Having a nice blue pool without leaves and
Right.
without algae and everything
Right.
else in it.
Inviting, making the
yeah,
backyard inviting. I mean,
inviting.
it's a space, right? It's a livable space now. Everybody
Absolutely.
wants to be able to live in their
And again, we go back to if you've got an older home and you've got a deck. I just did this on a listing. I've got power washing.
Power washing
it
sounds
makes
big.
100% difference on the look of it. As far as grooming, I mean, same thing with the front yard.
Okay.
Trim your trees.
Gotta be, yeah.
Trees.
It's gotta
Okay.
Keep it clean. Scoop up the doggy stuff.
Okay. Fences, fix fences.
Fix
Yeah, if
fences.
you got any
Those
problems with
pickets are
fences, yeah.
inexpensive.
Right.
Just go ahead and fix it. If you have to pull it in because it's tilting, then do that.
Right, just make everything needy,
Well, these
so we
things
don't want to
will
look like
save
we're in
you-
disrepair.
Right.
These things will save you money, and I'll tell you how. Because when a buyer comes in and they subconsciously start dinging your house against these things, and that's going to affect what they offer you.
Right.
So if what they offer you is lower than what you could have netted just by fixing these things, and you're actually it's costing you less because
Sure.
otherwise it's costing you in the price of your home,
Okay.
right? Another huge thing, and I always point this out to my buyers. One of the first things I look at when I'm in a house is the top of ceiling fans and air return vents. I do.
Oh, and vents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vents. And I tell
That
people,
one's kind of dirty.
and
there.
I tell people, here's the deal. So maybe these sellers, certainly they're not bad people, but if they are not paying attention to these
How are they
things,
taking care of
then
the rest
they're
of the
not
house?
paying
Yeah.
attention to
Sure.
several other things as well.
Yeah.
So change your air filters, wipe down your fans, and make sure you don't have stuff collected around your.
What are you saying?
Yours looks fantastic. It looks fantastic. Actually, it looks fantastic. But those are things that you may not think about. In a nutshell, we could sit here and tell you all day long what to do to get your house ready. But the truth is that a good realtor will walk you step by step with your personal house and point things out that might be exclusive to your home and help you get the most bang for your buck.
That's right.
Exactly. So that sounds pretty easy.
Yeah. Real
Sounds like a
easy.
lot of work,
Real
actually.
easy. No, yeah.
So a good realtor makes a big difference.
Yes,
Right?
it does.
So Brad, Brad. Got it
I'm
back,
Aura.
back. Yeah, sorry, got it reversed there.
We look alike, but
I appreciate you guys coming today. And if you guys want to get in contact with them, their contact information is below. And Brad, you're with Gary Green Better Homes and Gardens.
Correct.
And or you're with Keller Williams. Yep. And so their phone numbers will be below. Please like and subscribe below. And if you have any questions, email us. I'm sure their phone number's there. Call them. And thank you guys for coming. We'll see you next week.
make it a great day.